Hey everybody, it's Captain Kyle and I have Wheeljack, a G1 Wheeljack sealed in box. Well, okay. Like many of the ones that I've shown on this channel, this is a counterfeit. This is not an original Wheeljack. But if you want one and you don't want to pay the exorbitant prices, this might be a good alternative. It looks very nice in the box. The box is very convincing. As usual, it says copyright 1984, Pawtucket, Rhode Island, Hasbro. So again, I urge you, do not attempt to tell anyone that this is a real Wheeljack. First of all, they'll think it's strange because it's such good condition, not even yellowed. And there's other giveaways as well, so be honest. But if you want one for your collection, just sit there. It's a cool toy to have. So we're gonna break this out of this not plastic-free packaging, because they haven't caught up to that yet. Wouldn't be a good counterfeit with that. And see if it's good for your collection. Be right back. Now, I have not broken them out of the box yet. I imagine that some of the factory stickers may not be applied. I'll be quite happy if they are, but not counting on it. Slice them open. Again, I feel a little bit of a pang when I open these guys because it just looks so real. And I feel like I'm committing sacrilege by opening up such a sweet G1 toy. But here he is in his plastic packaging inside. He's got instructions. He's got a bag of weapons. Very nice box. I'm not gonna just toss this. I'll place it gently because, you know, it's nice. And let's see if we have stickers in here, because usually they put them in here. And we will open it up and there are stickers. And there is a tech spec decoder and a rub sign. All right, so there he is. He's got his spoilers on, he's got his wings in there, and it's actually, I don't even have to do any effort, it's actually peeling off already, so kind of nice. So there he is. I can already tell his chest piece is a little loose. Let's zoom in. So this is a little loose. Let's hope that's not an issue later. His spoilers don't quite align, but is that, oh, that's a little bit better. There they are in the back there. And we have his wings, because Red Bull gives you wings. We have the instructions, we have all the stickers. I am not gonna put these on right now, because he looks fine with the stickers that they did put on him, which is nice that he does have some factory stickers. But having the rub sign separate, definitely a sign that this is not an actual G1, because they put the rub signs on for you. I'm gonna open up his weapons here, because we have the 2 shoulder missile launchers, and we have a sprue, which I never got an original in the box, so I don't know if that is how the sprue normally is, but a sprue of 4 missiles, which is nice. So far, other than that, you know, he seems okay. Of course, if you buy a used G1 original, it might be worse. So he has 5 steps, his instructions, and a lot of stickers to put on. I'm pretty sure I know how to transform him, so I don't necessarily need the instructions. So we're just gonna pull out his arms, swing out his fists. We're gonna, it's a little stiff, but you're supposed to be able to pull that out. There it went. I just want to make sure it pushes back in. It is a little tight in there. Okay, we put down the legs. We separate the legs as much as they separate because they're like held together by pins. We can, I usually swing around his spoilers so they're kind of on the back of his upper arms, just like so. Of course, it's trying to be a little bitch. We flip his head around. That feels nice and tight. And yes, this flips out quite freely, but when he's in robot mode, gravity is on your side. The only other things are his wings, which has got the posts on the back, so we can put his wings on. And there's Wheeljack. Let's get him armed though. So I actually have some original G1s of these in my extra pieces. Let's see, let's load in a missile. And before we actually, does it launch? It does launch, not bad. Not super far. And we plug these into the shoulders. Let's test out this one. That works. Now, I didn't spend a lot of time in his vehicle mode, so we're gonna bring him back into that in a moment. But first, let's go through the robot mode, because I know that's what you want. The spoiler keeps falling off the back of his arm, which I think can happen with the originals too. But posability-wise, I'm not even fucking with the legs. You cannot do a full Jean-Claude Van Damme. His feet wiggle a little bit, so he can lean forward and have his chest hang open. He can lean back, and if he leans back too far, he falls. So he stands. He's a brick. The arms, well, if you didn't have the wings in the way, the arms could move a bit further. The fists kind of flip back and forth like this, and I guess if you move the wings down or take them off, or let's try this. If we swing them all the way up, then the arm moves back and forth. These spoilers keep falling off. I'm gonna put them aside because pain in the ass. But yeah, because of the weaponry, the arms don't move that well. If you take off the guns, the missile launchers, then it can go all the way around. Which again, that's the same as the G1. This is, looking at him, can't really tell that much of a difference between him and the original G1. I don't have the original G1 to compare him to because I sold it years ago, but he matches my memory. So there he is. We have Wheeljack. Now, I didn't spend a lot of time in his vehicle mode, and I know some of you guys are really enjoying like the classic 80s cars. This is I don't even remember what kind of car this is called because I'm not a car guy. A Lancia, Italian, I don't know. Putting back in, I don't want to catch my fingers in there, but it does definitely snap. Now I notice these plates in the back. I wonder if you press them, if that makes it easier, if that's what's supposed to be the case. I mean, it does not really show anything in the instructions about those. It does warn against using excessive force, but yeah, it's got these plates in the back. Don't seem to help that, but it's bound to loosen up if you transform him a lot. I will probably put him back into his robot mode, and there he will stay until it's time to do the evolution of Wheeljack video, which will come. You can store his wings underneath, and he still rolls. He rolls beautifully. This is, you know, I've said it once, I've said it a million times. All the Siege cars and new cars don't seem to have that freewheeling rolling capability. This, you roll it, and you gotta keep it from getting off the table. He's truly a race car. Other weapons you can't store on him in vehicle mode, but again, the wings can go underneath, and as long as it's a flat surface, definitely doesn't interfere with rolling him around. So overall, I mean, I don't like the looseness of that. I mean, for a brand new toy, I think that's kind of shoddy. You do have the little cockpit to put the Diaclone driver in there, but it's cool. It looks like the original. I got to put the stickers on to finish him off, but it's definitely a cool counterfeit. And I don't believe that they ever reissued Wheeljack. I think he was released during the G1 time period in some other markets. So yeah, my memory served me kind of correctly. I think I actually got this originally in my first collection, which is a horror story, and then I had to rebuild through the mail away, which was cool. So he didn't come in the original box, but he came with all the accessories. I don't remember. I think that was the case. It's been so long, I'm old. And he was released as the Classics line, but they never, when they did all the reissues, they never released him again. I think it was something with the mold. I don't know how they're recreating these molds, if they stole them and that's why Hasbro and Takara didn't have access to them, or if maybe they just reconstructed the mold, taking apart an original G1 and making molds from all the parts. I mean, if that is the case, bravo, that is an awesome job. Hey, his legs came out easier that time. So again, if you want to have a Wheeljack and you don't want to spend all the money on the G1 version, this is not a bad alternative. Again, please don't try to mess with your fellow collectors and tell them, oh, this is a real one, you should pay me lots and lots of money for it. Don't do that. That's just not cool. And it's illegal. It's called fraud. His missile just shot away. Luckily I have more. So the one thing with having spring-loaded missiles is that they do have a tendency to spring away. So the not bad part about Hasbro whenever they bring over stuff like this, removing the springs, is that you don't have to worry about them springing and flying and then your cat getting it and throwing it under the refrigerator. You know the deal. But a very cool version, counterfeit version of the G1 Wheeljack. And if you're a Wheeljack fan, this might be right up your alley. Of course, I'll put a links below. Now, he did cost me $49.99, plus of course tax, and it takes a while for AliExpress stuff to get here. But considering the cost of a real one, and it's pretty much on par with what reissues go for nowadays. So again, link below. You might want to check them out. I'll also put a link to listings I find on eBay because some people are more comfortable with eBay. But while you're considering this counterfeit Wheeljack, check out this counterfeit over here, Sunstreaker, because again, another thing you might want to add to your collection just to be complete. And of course, like, share, comment, all the stuff. Super thanks would be great. We'll see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting. Why'd you make Dinobots with such small brains?